That's good. All right. What's really nice about this kit is that each sheet has a number on it, and each part has a number on it. Like this is R9, R9, and R11. They're all numbered. They all got their numbers on it. And so, that's what's good about these sheets. So I went through the kit and I saw those are the sheets I'm going to need. Let's pull this out. So I'm going to need an R9. I'm going to need this R9 right here. And an SW4. So I'm going to put that there. And then I need an SW4 over here. Here's the first one. And I haven't pre-cut these or anything. They're laser cut so well, they just pop right out pretty well. All right, so I'm gonna set that up there, those up there. And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and pop these little circles out. Go ahead and we'll pop those out. They just push right out. I mean, literally just push right out. So simple. All right, so I got that pushed out. So this is going to go like this here, and then this is going to go in here like this. And we got to clean a little bit of, there's a little bit on the bottom. Oops. They're very thin, so you got to be careful you don't rip them. There you go. I just picked it off with my finger. Probably should have used the knife. Man, all these pieces are very flimsy. Let me get my trash can. I use that kind of a trash can for putting pieces in it because it works well. We'll put that up there in the corner of the table. All right. So it says that you should glue, this has got to go right here. Wow. And this goes right here, right in like that. You got to make sure that's up against the spar. So I've glued the spar down on the board. I've glued it down. That's what the instructions said. So I'm going to push this up against that. Put that up against that. I'm going to put one of those down here because all this has to be perfect. If you mess this up, there, I got everything aligned. Now I'm taking a lot into consideration that the plans are square. But here's the triangle they had me make in like step 1 for checking alignment. Oops. That was good, and I pushed it off of this. That's good. And I'm going to use my little square here. I know that's good because it's against the board, and I moved it again. And I'm going to check this right here to see if this is square. Man. Let's try my little triangle in there. I didn't cut the nose and tip off of the bottle enough. Now we should have CA coming out like crazy. Oh yeah, there we go. Got a nice line there. Get a nice line in there. There we go. All right. So we got that step done. So now we can go down here. Step 5, take another R9. So I need another R9. Now I probably could have went ahead and got all these R9s out, but I just wanted to kind of show you. In fact, get my knife out. I'm kind of leery about using the knife. It's funny, I got CA all over the place now. Another R9. That's an R11. I don't think I need those for a while, so I'll put that over there. Take those out. Put those out. Never know when you might need these little circles. They might come in handy for like putting details on the dash or something like that. All right, so we got that. So let's pull this out. Uh-oh. I had a feeling that would happen. I had a feeling that would happen. Oh my goodness. Oh well. Oh boy. So we'll put this in here. There's my triangle. It's looking good. That's looking good. So then we need I should have glued this in first. All right, so from now on you glue the R9 onto it and then stick it in. But it doesn't matter because you're going to have to do it anyway. I am starting with a new blade too, because I believe the new blades are very important. SW4 goes in there like that. So we'll push that there. Hold that there. And let's see, we're gonna need, okay, so that's where we stop for step 5. And I'm putting the check boxes in there. Step 6. Okay, an R11. R11 is back here on this one. So we'll here, let me get this stuff in the scrap box. And I'm gonna get I'll get my triangle out. I can't believe I left it there. Oh, first mistake of the build. Well, it was the first thing, third step of the build, first mistake. What can I say? I'm not perfect. Man, I've been wanting to start this, but I wanted to video it also, so I was all kind of paranoid about it and how to video it and stuff. So we're through with that piece. So we got to scrap. And you want to always keep your scrap pieces when you're building a kit, because you never know when you're going to need that wood to fix something or to do something. Heck, out of the first kit that I built, I still got the scraps, and there's times I'll go in there and I'll grab a piece because I want to use it to build something, and it just works well. This we need to pop out. Come on. There we go. But I'll say one thing, man. These old school Model Works cuts so far are the best. Well, of course, I've only done 2 kits, and they were both die cast, so never mind. This is my first laser kit. All right, so we need an R11, and how's that going to go? R11. Here's where we get to the wing, where the wing supports are going to go in. All right, so I'm going to make sure that goes down there. Make sure that locks in there. Make sure it's there. It's there. All right, so let's glue this in place. Okay, got that in place. So now, let's bring it down so you can see what I'm doing here. Make sure you can see. We're getting near the end of the wing. That's where a whole bunch of stuff that I have no idea, just looking at the pictures and the plans of what it's doing. But all right, that's nice and snug. That looks good. Going to glue that from the back side here. Put a little there. It's falling off. It's sitting on top of a plane, on a rack, on the wing, top of the wing on the rack. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Wow. So I think I'm going to have to glue these in there one at a time. Let's push this up here. Alright, so everything that's kind of loose. There we go. Alright, so let's glue that in. Let's get that out so it doesn't stick. Push it with my fingers. Until it sets off, it should just set. I'm looking at this to check the bow. It's got a little bit of a bow in here, so I'm going to put this up here like this. You can see it. Okay, I need an R5. Let's poke these holes out. Okay, so the R5 is going to go on, and then I got to put 2 R2s in there. So let's put this on here. We're just gonna mock it up. Okay, we got it marked. We got it marked up, mocked up, marked up, mocked up, mocked up, mocked up. Okay, so we need and 2 SW1s or 2 SW2s. From BP9. Huh. I've got an SW2 right here on 9. And then I've got an SW1. It's got a hole in it. So I don't think I need that. I think I need the 2. So I got a 2 there. Aha, it's right here. And I got another SW2 on this one right here. But see on that, I saw this one. It looks the same, except for right there. Right there, it has that little hole. So I'm guessing, let's see, that's where it'd be real easy just because it looks the same. It says 2 SW2. So I got 1 SW2 and I got 2 SW2s. Dude, this is going to be hard to put this on because this doesn't touch. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Can I see what I'm doing? Man, barely. Oh, I see. Because I got those braces in, those 1/16 tabs in there. Okay. Why is this up so high? Always try not to breathe, CA. I found that's a good thing. Ooh, I got some on my fingertips too, getting hot. When that activates, man, the CA gets so hot. Now this one, I don't know why it's sticking up. It's locked in. That's locked in. Let that kick off. Okay, got some there. Okay, got that in there, right? Okay, got that in there right. Okay, I've located one S1, and this is BP9. Yep. So I have 2 BP9s, and I had 2 the SW1s, and the SW1s have a small hole in it, and I broke the hole out on the one I did off camera, and you got to make sure that this goes in with the hole up at the top. That little circle's the hole where the hole's going to go. Yeah, we're on camera. Oops, I don't want to, man, I'm the worst with CA. I mean, I get CA everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, on my fingers. Squint some down there. Okay, we got CA everywhere. Let's put... I'm going to take that pin out. It's not really serving a purpose. And I never leave pins laying around. The day before freshman football practice, I stepped on a sewing needle that went into my foot, the ball of my foot. I was at the doctor's office for a pretty lengthy time getting a sewing needle. He had to dig in the ball of my foot to find that sewing needle and to get it out. Dig through the bottom of my foot to get that sewing needle out. I can still remember that pain, because your feet have so many nerves. It was the most pain I'd been in my young life. That's for sure. This is the day before football practice. I can't emphasize that enough. The day before. So I had like 6 stitches in the ball of my foot where they dug that out. And all right, so we're finished with step 10, LP2. There's the mark right there. There's the mark right there, LP2, and I need this R1. Practice was fun. We had 2-a-days starting, and there I am out there with 6 fresh stitches in the ball of my foot. I lasted a week. Every time we'd quit practice, my shoe would just about be filled with blood. My cleat would just about be filled with blood from the. It hurt so bad. Then I got to where I just couldn't, between the pain and not being able to do stuff as well as I know I could do it, because the ball of your foot is, every time, the stitches would just pull every time I take a step or try to push off and do some footballs type maneuvers and stuff. All right, so oops, we got another slot here that I didn't take care of. I think I know what I got to do here. I think right here, because there's a place on the plans that I wasn't sure about. But I think right here, I'm going to have to cut these out, because that's the only way that the brace can slide through. Yeah, and I'll show you in a second why I think that. All right, so let's put this on here. Oh, I see. That way you can slide it on and then slide it in. Yeah, because I'm like, why do they want you to leave it on the end? Why do they want you to leave this quarter inch off? But see, this way you can get this R1. You slide it on and slide it in. Let's make sure that's straight. In fact, we're going to get something straightened out here. Oops. Put this straight. Yeah, that's straight. It's not going to be touching the bottom of the thing. It's straight. Let's check the vertical to see if it's straight. It's straight. All right. So where do I got to glue? Did I glue this yet? I don't think I glued this yet. That's what this is. Okay, so this does go here. But we're not ready to do that. I need a 1/4 inch. Also, I had the right thing out, but I was just going to put it in the wrong place. So what I'm going to have to do is flip my board here. So it's a hardwood square piece of wood that will not warp, will not come off. All right, so I need a 1/4 inch here. We'll put it back this way. Okay, there's a 1/4 inch there. there's a 1/4 inch there. Just a smidge. Yeah. And I got the hobby saw that I bought. And then I've got the square, and then I put a piece of wood in there so I'm not sawing on the metal. Yeah. So let's see how we're gonna have to glue this in. Okay. So I'm gonna use my 3x2 blocks to hold this in place. Make sure it fits. All right, it's good and snug. And we'll get our glue and we'll tack this in. I need to get my glasses on so I can see. So I can see the glue flow. There we go, we got a flow going. Let them set off. The biggest mistake you can make doing this is not to get the pieces fit. I mean, that warning is in the book, I don't know how many times. Let me do a test flow. Okay, I'm getting a good flow. I just want to make sure I'm getting a good flow to doing everything on video. Make sure that's there. Yeah, this is balsa. It's lighter. It's more flexible. So this is going to go in here. And these 3-2-1 blocks are money. Before I was using batteries for weight. And batteries work, but you got the leads and the balance plug and all that was in the way. Yeah, it's balsa. Okay, and this goes in here. And I'm going to start on this end first because there's a dip, because these are raised up higher here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a block here. Yeah, that's holding it perfect. And let's go ahead and start gluing these in place. It's right. It's hanging off both ends equally, pretty much equal. I'm going to skip the one in the middle. Let that set. Almost. Take this one off, set it over here. Let's get this one. I gotta make 4 wings. Jeez, it seems like a lot. I'll be so glad to get to the fuse. The fuse is what I enjoy building the most. I ain't gonna lie. I could use some more light. Is what I could use. Let that kick off. Try not to breathe too much of the glue. I don't like breathing glue. And once I get this done, I'm going to take a break and figure out what goes in the center and when it goes in. But I don't see, I'm looking at the pictures up there, I don't see anything. Because after this, they got the next step is where I got to cut this brace and this brace for this channel here. So the channel that goes right in here. Let's bring this up just a little bit. There we go. So that the dihedral can slide in. All right, that should be good. Let's go over here. Yeah, well, yeah, I can tell I really got to push it down. There we go, they're in now. I don't know if you can hear that pop. We do next where we cut out the box here. And it says now it's time to cut away the center of the two ribs of R3 and R5. R3 and R5. I got to look to make sure which ones those are. I think it's these two I got to cut out right here. These two ribs. But I'm going to confirm that. Wow. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and pause it here while I double research this and make sure I'm doing the right thing before I start doing it. That was hard. And if you'll notice that I've got my I got my triangle. I got my steel square. I got my steel square out of there. Oh, that was hard to get out. I had to get some fingernail polish remover to work as CA remover to get that done. So now we're going to start CAing this in. Oh, what a mess. This one of these SW3s is a little tall, so I'm going to have to work it out. I'll lift this up. I took it off the brace because it doesn't really need to be on the brace for anything else, and I had to take it off the brace to get it to. I've got glue all over everywhere now. I had to take it off the brace to get it to, just making sure there's no play. To get that stupid triangle off it. I just took my time, didn't get panic, didn't, try to use force, try to use finesse. Okay, it's in there good. I didn't put a little glue down this back. Whew. There's the top spar. That was hard to put in. I put some new wax paper down. Let's put that there. Let's get that off of there. Let's put one of these here. Put one of those over here. So I don't have this, and this wax paper isn't tied down or anything. So there we go. Yeah, and I'm going to take that off of that, just in case some leaks out. I don't want to have to scrape another steel block off the stupid thing again. Oh, that was bad. There you have it, man. Edge. So it goes right. It goes right along here. I'm going to glue that trailing edge on right there. That's what I'm doing next. Aha! I see what they did. Look in this picture right here. Where I just had trouble getting it in, they cut it down. They trimmed them down. You can just barely see it. right here. You see that? Instead of tape, they cut it down. They just cut it down so you could put that that top spar on. But I think mine's going to be stronger. Mine is going to be stronger because let's see, let's zoom out. I think mine's going to be stronger because I just tapered it a little bit and stuck it in there. But aha, I see that because I was sitting there like, how am I going to get that in there? I was like, there's no way I can get that in there. But they cut it down right there. You can see where they cut it down. So far, I haven't screwed up. The biggest screw up was gluing my little steel square. And I can't believe how well, I didn't expect the CA would stick that well to steel. But it was in there good. Like I said, man, I got the good old fingernail polish remover and a trusty Q-tip, and just ran it right along the edge of the steel, and got it out. But there you have it, man. This is Jeff. I'm working on it. It helps having two screens. I got the plans up there, and then I got the detailed pictures here. All right, how y'all doing? Let's see, I got that. So I pull this up here so I can get you a little closer. All right, so we're ready for step 17, which is locate one of the BP10 sheets and the pre-cut strips of wing sheeting. One of those strips is glued in place as shown along the rear of the ribs, butting up against the trailing edge. Again, using a straight edge to hold down. So there we have our BP10 sheet, and we need one of these. Breaks off, put this back over. Perfect. Now this might not be necessary, but in the words of all the great builders, if you don't fix it now, you might have to fix it later. Oh yeah, perfect. I know that's going to be trimmed off, but you never know when you might want to use. I quit using pens and I use pencils now. Is that smart? I don't know. You be the judge. Okay, so I'm going to trim off that. Now I'm not sure what kind of glue I'm going to use to glue. I like this glue. It works well. It's pretty quick. Well, that's firing off. I'm gonna put these glasses on just so helps me see the CA. Magnifies it now. Did I get that in there right? Yeah, it's in there right. I just want to make sure. Well, you can feel the heat when it's activating. And I glued this back down to the board. I had to take it off to fix my screw up. Yeah, this is going to just be tacked on from the top, and I'm going to have to glue it. And then, like I said, when I finish this up, I'm going to go ahead and I'll flip it over. Put some here. And now we'll glue these down. It says locate the BP9. There's a BP9 sheet right there. And this is the 1/16 inch balsa. And we're going to be sheeting, 2 3/4. And we're looking at approximately 7 inches. 6 3/4, so we'll make it 7 inches. So I'm going to have to, use a piece of paper. So I got 7 inches. 7 inches. So I'm going to make it 7 7 1/4. And start cutting. There we go. Nice straight cut. Now I could probably press through this all at one time, but I just kind of take it. I shouldn't have moved the straight edge. There we go. There we go. Okay, so there I got a little bit of that piece left. And my tape that I've been using, I used to use like painter's tape, but I don't anymore. I go ahead and I use paper tape. I like paper tape on everything, man. Paper tape works. Let's see, what do the grains look like there? They look pretty good. Let's see, I'll make sure I got a straight, as straight as I can get it. I was off just a little bit, but I think we're going to be plenty good. If not, I got plenty of this stuff. So what I do is I take, when I join pieces together, I take tape it across like that. And for this, I'm going to get out some free-form wax paper, and I'm going to get out my white glue, which is, where's my white glue? Use when I do model planes is this right here, Gorilla Glue, wood glue, the white glue. It works great, man. It sets up pretty quick. I've never had a glue job come undone. You really got to bust something apart to get it undone. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to flip it over. And I'm going to open my glue. And we're going to pick it up and we're going to bend it on the crack right there. We've got it bent on the crack to get my glue to come out. There, it's popping, getting the air out. Smear it in there. Okay, and then just flip it down. I flip it down on the sheet of wax paper, like that. And then I'll take and put my blocks on it, or you can use anything else, anything that you want to use to weight it down. And then I'll let it sit. Here's my piece that I've joined together. You see a little bit of discoloration there, but not bad. I leave the tape on in the back, the paper tape, just as a little thickening. And what I noticed here when I was getting ready to do this is that there's a few bumps a few bumps on these, so. And I made these little sanding sticks here. I just took sandpaper and glued it. This is a popsicle stick. This is some bamboo that I bought to use for different sanding things. And then I've got this big one here. It's just a piece of plywood that I got in there. So that one's off. So that's going to go there like that. This will come down here like this. And I got a little bit of an overlap. I evidently made it a little big on purpose. Wow. I've got it very, very big. Come up here.
Sometimes you got to get out of your chair. I'm joking. Yeah. I'm gonna stand up just so I can give it some extra pressure. Let that slide. Yeah, a little bit.
I've got it trimmed. I flip the tape down. We'll come back. Yeah, that's almost perfect. I just got a little bit to trim off this edge back here. That's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move it over. Mark it in here. Hold that there. And get out my trusty pencil. Mark the trailing edges here. I'll mark them a little fat. Mark them a little bit fat. Learned this lesson when I did my first build because all my sheeting looked terrible. So press hard. See how she fits. Should fit just about perfect. Ooh, we're just a little bit long. I mean, barely long. Is easy to find. We're up just a little bit, so I sanded them down. In fact, I think I'm gonna go with the Gorilla Glue. It doesn't dry quite as fast as the other does, so I should have enough time to get this down. I'm still gonna think about which CA I'm gonna use. No, I'm joking. It's quite obvious I'm putting this down. Cap on. Home. In fact, let's check here. Well, I'm letting this cure. Okay, there we go. And in the instructions, like if you notice right here, one of the little ends pulled off, and they tell you in the instructions that if you pull off an end, don't worry about it because you're gonna coming up here in the next couple steps. We're gonna cut all these ends off anyway, so it's gonna be flush like that when there is flush. So all those ends are gonna come off. Okay, so I got that. So now I've trimmed off a little bit. First things first, cover the urgent care center cutter. There we go. All right, that's perfect. So I'm going to have a nice, once I glue that down, I'm going to have a nice looking top sheeting on there. So now we're going to flip it over. And again, I don't normally do it. I don't normally glue things like this, but since I screwed up, I'm going to have to glue it this way. Except for I'll move that around. I'm not going to let that get stuck, let that get dried on there. Holy cow, man. Ah. All right, let's see what we got going here. Take those off. It's not stuck. That looks pretty doggone good right there. You still got to be careful picking this up, but you can easily break it if you're heavy-handed like I am. There you go. That looks pretty good. I like that. I found LP5. This is LP5 here. So I need a R11B, R10, R1. R11B is right here. There is my R11B. And I need one RB5. One RB5 is right here. Okay, so I got both of those. Let's put this back over here. And let's look at this. I think it would have been smarter to have glued this in. Well, I don't agree with how they did this. There we go. Ooh, boy, you talk about a pressure fit. Okay, so there I'm lining up the holes. You can't see, you see those two holes? I can see right through them. Man, you talk about it didn't want to fit. So how am I going to glue this together? So I'm reading the instructions here, right here, and it says that these RB5s that I've dry fitted, I dry fitted one here and one here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use CA. I had to kind of trim away a little of the covering and sand away to get it to fit. And I think what I'm going to do is before I sheet it, I'm going to glue these on. I think that would have made more sense to glue these supports on before you sheet it. You screw a piece up like this, then you're pretty much done. Okay, I got some glue on there. I'm going to use my world famous glue brush here. The finger, make sure you can see it. Cliff Harvey uses his finger, so I figure the fingers are good to use. Get some in the tip there. Okay, that's good. Set this down, get out my trusty glue towel. I recommend you don't grab one of your wife's good kitchen towels. No, this is a rag towel here. It's just covered with glue drops. Let's wedge it in there. All right, let's get this. And this goes. This goes just like this. You gotta pop the back end in first. Push it down. Make sure everything's good. Make sure you can see through the holes. The holes look good. Put away because I decided to use CA when I was thinking about this. So put one clamp here. One clamp, one clamp back there. I like these little clamps. You can get them. Hobby Lobby is where I picked these up. Make sure everything is perfect. But like anything else, man, this is wood. So if you screw it up, you can always drill out those holes if they don't line up. But I don't understand why they don't reinforce this up here. If it's so, this must be where it would break. It was back here, so that's probably the weak spot. So that's why they reinforced that. And I'm just going to double check everything's good there. This one here snips in there a little snugger. There we go. It goes in just like that. I'm going to try to make sure I keep the orientation right. So it goes in like that. So I got it sitting right there. Set on my finger, and then I had like a little jar of water that I kept it in over here. I'm going to use the bigger clamps on this one because it fits a little funnier. Put a small clamp here. Put a big clamp up here. Making sure I'm getting all my clamps on the right side so I can lay it down and let it dry. And believe it or not, the little clamps have the spring is stronger on them than it is on the big clamps. Put pressure on there. pressure one there. All right, let's check our alignments. Feels good. Feels good. And I got to remember, you can't just press it up. You got to go by the bottom because you've got the sheeting up here. And this one feels good. So everything's feeling good. So we'll let those dry. Okay, so now I'm working on this right here. Doing these. These were 12 inches long, and I cut them down to 1 inch, like what it says in the instructions. Right there is the rod right there. I'm cutting it down into those. What I'm doing is I'm rounding the edges. This is a pretty exciting process here. Got them in the sandpaper here like this, and I'm just turning it like this. Pretty exciting stuff, hey? Dry. So now we're going to mount it into the plane. And this isn't going to be easy. Oh, duh. Well, it wasn't easy before. But like I said, I've been working on these. I had to model some. I had to get out my files and make things fit. So I got this file set right here that I bought in, I think I bought this off Horizon Hobby on the clearance sales, and it's got these files here, these round files and a kind of rectangle file right here, and I kind of massaged the holes to where, you know, they still fit. They don't fit super easy, but they don't fit, you know, it's not real hard either. All right, so now I'm ready to CA these on. I got to get some down in here. Let's make sure I'm recording, make sure I've got the target in there. Put it down here. Drizzle some in there. Drizzle some in the holes. Put a little line down there, a little line there. There. All right, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So we got that done. Again, there's the curvature, and with the holes, it matches the curvature of the wing. See how the sheeting is covered. And I almost think it would be easier to put this on before the sheeting, but after I drilled, there we go. There we go, and then you've got one more SE5 that goes on the back side to clamp it on. I mean, it's kind of ingenious how this works. In fact, got that pushed all the way in right there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this in, just so it doesn't want to move. All right, so we got glue. So you don't screw it up with side cutters. Yeah. This one, the book said to cut with side cutters here. So we got our side cutters. All right. And I'm sure I'm going to have to dress all these up with a little sanding. All right. So that one they said to cut with side cutters. Basically all three of these, because they're thick. sticks. It's just a bamboo stick that I keep wrapping sandpaper on. And let's just going to go through and sand them all down smooth. Get them all sanded down smooth. We'll do one here. Let's pull it over here. Right here. Okay, there's one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some white glue, because let's see how it clamps. Let's see how it clamps here. I'll make sure I can. So I always test everything out ahead of time, because if you don't, you're going to end up trying to figure something out while glue is setting, and that is never good. And I'm going to push the table back. You can still see it and pull it out. All right, so it's going to bow up some. Let's see what this will do. The clamp is too much. Clamp is too much. Let's bring this back. That'll work. That will work. And then let me see, how far apart can I sprace them? Yeah. Yep, these are going to work. All right, so we don't need our bago clamps. Let's take these off. Put that up there. Let's pull this up closer so I don't have to work so far away. I like having everything close. Okay, we got plenty of time, so there's no pressure. Yeah, pressure. And so now from our other time, we just got to peel this glue piece off right here. See how it peels up? Peels right off. Boom. Keeps it from, kind of seals it. Throw that in our trash over there. Pop this off. And now let's we'll start down here. Aha! I see a high spot. Oh, I see a high spot. Let's see if I can sand it. All right, I still got a little bit of a high spot there. There we go. I like how that feels. Because if you're not happy with something, man, you need to, take your time and get it right, get it how you want it to go. Yeah, that feels good now. It just felt a little high in the back there, so. Okay, so these back ones don't have the little groove for the covering. And what's kind of good about your build is like when you're doing, like I'm on this step here where I had to cut and sand these down, it gives you a chance to kind of fill everything so you can feel if something's loose. Just smearing a little, I get a dab on it and then just take my finger. Again, I used to use a brush and do this and have a thing of water here to put the brush in and stuff. But I just use my finger, wipe my finger off. Okay, let's get this lined up. Just want a little bit of overhang. Boom, right there. Perfect. Take this, put this here. I'm just going to hold these corners down. There you go. Sticks. It's just a bamboo stick that I keep wrapping sandpaper on. And let's just going to go through and sand them all down smooth. Get them all sanded down smooth. We'll do one here. Let's pull it over here. Right here. Okay, there's one. Finish pushing these in there. All right, everything is in there tight. Whew, that was close. That CA had almost kicked off. Now let's put my finger back there. And it has to go towards the root of the wing. Oh, I got it on the wrong side now. Yeah, it's a good thing we're dry fitting everything here. There we go. Get this out. Dry fit it, always dry fit it. I think I've said that before. Push that in there just a little bit more. We'll bring this back up here. Now I got it in there how I want it, because the strap's got to go over here. But what we're doing here, it may look like I'm struggling with this, but what we're actually doing here is we're testing out the strength of our wings so far. So far I haven't heard anything cracking or popping, so that's all good. Got that pushed in there. Everything is tight as can be. We're going to forget the Gorilla Glue because it's thicker. And we're gonna go back to saturation mode here. Let's make sure one more time, make sure we got everything pushed in. We do. Let's saturate, 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 saturate. Let's tip it up this way. Run it in through there, run it in through there. It's good. Run some down here, run some down there. Good. Good. Up here, up there. Along the side, Drip some in there. That's all good. We'll just kind of flip her over. We'll get some on the bottom, run it through. All right, we got it good and stinky and good and wet. So I'm going to elevate it till so it can dry. While that's drying, I'll show you the bottom. I took the stuff off. That looks pretty darn good if you ask me. The sheeting looks pretty good. It got a big hole there. The holes are a little bigger, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It looks pretty good compared to theirs. And I got this stuck on the top. Again, doggone it. Doggone it, I did it again. Oh well, we can get it off, man. If I can't get it off with this, if it's too dry. All right. Well, I got to go get the fingernail remover and take that CA off, and then we'll glue it back on the right side. Doggone it. I was able to wiggle that in there and get it with this, and we got it. All right, so enough of this. The next step, we'll do this back one back here, and we'll get that done. Step here, and we just about screwed up again. Oh my, good thing we're checking things out. I hate doing things for, I hate building for the camera. All right, this is how I pried the one out when I had it C8. I just used the tools I had, got it out, just wiggled it. Just wiggled it back and forth, just barely, because it's all tight. It's all tight for a reason. All right, so now this is going to go in here like this. Oh my goodness. Still just as hard. Okay. So now we've got our top wing struts all facing down. Oh, what a day. I'm tired. Been building since before 7. It doesn't look like much because I haven't done much, but it took a lot of thinking. And then we almost screwed everything up. Let's run some CA through here. Looking good. We'll run it there. I got that pried out just a little bit right now. Right there. Let's push her in tight. There we go. Gotta make sure everything's tight, but I want a little CA behind it to make sure it's good. I almost stuck the CA bottle to my thumb. And put some there, run some more up here. And there we have it, man. Whew. Now, if I was smart, I'd get my Dremel out. I am smart. We'll pause here. I'll get my Dremel. Off with the Dremel. On with the sander. I'm off the board. I fit them. I've tested. So we'll put a little glue. Unless I screw up again. I'm getting pretty good at taking CA stuff apart. Too good. Off. Let's get my trusty triangle out. Okay, right there. And for this, we're going to get out our regular CA. Put a little CA in there, a little in there, a little in there. And a little in there. Pretty good. And we'll put our square on it. Get it square. Making sure my triangle is not stuck. Good. This fits on right here. We just got to hold it there, line it up. I guarantee it, man, this will be the worst wing. The first wing is always the worst wing. Okay. All right, so I'm pushing here. Everything is level there. Everything is level there. Everything is level up front. There it is. I started working on this. Using my little files. Okay, that's it. That's it. All I did is I took the Dremel tool and just made a center cut there, and then just got my knife and started poking at it. And then once I got a opening in, I got a couple different drills, a flat drill, and then another flat drill here, or drill files, and filed it open. So I still got to sand the sheeting here, but after I do that, this wing is done.